Welcome to a deep dive. Today we're looking into that big gap between how secure things should be digitally, based on the math, and, well, the messy reality we actually live with.
Yeah, we've got some pretty dense sources lined up. Foundational crypto stuff, a bit of cyber warfare history, and some worrying details on critical infrastructure.
Right. And our goal really is to figure out why. Why, with all this amazing math, things like RSA and complex algorithms, is our digital world still so wide open to attack?
We're going from those elegant algorithms all the way to the, let's say, the chaos of something like the smart grid.
Okay, let's get into it. So the starting point is cryptography, right?
Yeah.
This mathematical fortress.
Exactly. You take your regular message, your plain text, and you use these algorithms sometimes studied for decades, like LOKI-81, to turn it into ciphertext.
And they're tested against all sorts of theoretical attacks, like related key chosen plain text, stuff I can barely pronounce.
Right, precisely. The idea is to make it incredibly hard, mathematically, to reverse that process without the secret key.
And a lot of this relies on, well, pretty complex math. Modular arithmetic comes up a lot.
It's key, yeah. Because things like finding discrete logarithms or square roots modulo some number n, those are computationally hard problems.
So the math kind of restricts the possibilities, keeps things locked down within a specific range.
That's the idea. It makes brute forcing the answer practically impossible. And we even have theoretical tests, like you mentioned, CPA, adaptive CPA.
Chosen plain text attack.
Right. These exist purely in theory to stress test the protocols before they're even coded up. It's security by proof, almost.
Okay, so the math seems solid, but then it hits the real world. It has to be written in code.
And that's where things get tricky. Forget the super complex nation-state zero-day attacks for a second.
Yeah.
Probably the single most common, most damaging vulnerability today is still the simple buffer overflow.
The classic. Often because C or C++ just don't automatically check if you're writing past the end of allocated memory.
Exactly. No built-in bounds checking. And it leads to some, frankly, wild exploits from simple mistakes.
Like the format string vulnerability. That one's fascinating.
It really is. The %format specifier, it doesn't print anything. Instead, it writes the number of bytes printed so far.
To a memory location the attacker gets to choose.
Precisely. So it's not just leaking data, it's actively writing data, potentially hijacking how the program runs. It gives attackers this unexpected control.
Okay, so bad code is one huge crack in the fortress. But you often hear the biggest weakness isn't the code, it's us, humans.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Social engineering is still king. And it's not just about people being unaware, although that's part of it.
It's more subtle.
Yeah, think about decision fatigue or authority bias. You get an urgent email seemingly from the CEO.
And those security rules about checking links, they go out the window under pressure.
Right. Building that human firewall is crucial, but maintaining it consistently, that's incredibly hard.
So if we scale this up from individual computers or users, what happens when these vulnerabilities exist in, say, critical infrastructure?
Well, that's where it gets really serious. Take the smart grid. A lot of the vulnerabilities we see there aren't even bugs in the traditional sense.
What do you mean?
They're inherent in the design of older protocols,
Yeah.
like Modbus. These systems were designed assuming only trusted devices would ever be on the network.
So they're working exactly as designed.
But the design itself is insecure in today's connected world. Fixing it means huge multi-vendor efforts to re-engineer things fundamentally.
And this isn't theoretical. We saw this with, didn't Russian hackers gain access to parts of the U.S. power grid?
Yes, there's solid evidence they had persistent access. They were effectively sitting on the controls, the switches.
Able to cause physical damage.
Potentially, yes. They exploited those inherent old protocol weaknesses. They didn't necessarily need some brand new super secret zero-day exploit. The access was there because of the system's basic design.
Wow. So, okay, we've gone from pure math, like RSA, down through coding errors like buffer overflows, the human element, and now these massive infrastructure risks. What's the big takeaway here?
I think it highlights that security and reliability, too, they aren't just features you add on later. They have to be baked in from the start at the architectural level.
From the math to the code to the protocols to the user training.
Right. And it leaves us with a really tough question, doesn't it? Given how many complex systems already exist with these deep-rooted flaws.
Flaws dating back decades sometimes.
Exactly. Is it actually possible to truly secure them now? Or is trying to bolt security onto an architecture that wasn't built for it? Is that always kind of doomed to be imperfect?
A patch on top of a fundamentally weak foundation.
Yeah, some of you to think about.